Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial on train signals, or I guess more directly on being able to have multiple trains on a given track. So um, to explain what it is that we're after, what we might find ourselves doing is might want to have a train system inside of our factory that actually has multiple trains on it. On one track. Now the problem is that trains in Factorio are not very smart. They need sort of a lot of guidance in order to be able to behave properly. And so what just happened here is I added a train to the track, and the train I already had on this track was totally unaware of it when it's deciding where it should go or where it should be allowed to go, and it just runs right into it and it's destroying it. And I imagine in other situations you might even find that this damages your trains. So it's both a very annoying and a very fun problem to have to think about. So the tools Factorio gives us to deal with this problem are signals, rail signals. We've got chain signals and rail signals. For starters, for this tutorial, just for the sake of getting our feet wet, I'll just talk about rail signals. And so the way these guys work is they allow us to break up the track, and then the trains themselves will only go into a chunk of track if there's not currently another train in that chunk. So I'll go ahead and I'll add a signal to this part, and I'll add a signal to this part over here. And what we can see is that this signal is currently green, and we can see that what this green signal means is that this chunk of track ahead of the signal is open. When we looked over here, we could see that this one was green, and now it's gone red because there's currently a train in it. It was green while the train was inside this chunk, and now it's red. And so when it's red, no other train will be able to go inside of that chunk. And so that's how we prevent trains from, that's how we get trains to avoid colliding with each other, is we make sure that the tracks are broken up into separate chunks like this. Now, if we just go ahead and put another train in here, what we'll find out is, so he's good. We will, forgot to add fuel. So I'll just grab some fuel. I'll send this car on its way. Now what we'll find here is that this train can't enter this chunk because there's already a train in it. This train can't enter this chunk because there's already a train in it. If you've got a circuit like this, you always need to have more chunks than there are trains on it. So we can solve that just by putting another thing inside here. Now there's 3 chunks, 2 trains, so it all just works out.